What's up guys, it's Spiderwolf back for another JJKPhantomparade video. So today we're going to be talking about, should you summon for Megumi? Quick little answer, might not be a bad idea. However, we do have the global anime or global half anime coming very soon. Also, before we start, I would really appreciate you guys if you like, comment, subscribe, would really help me out. Only takes 2 clicks for any still those. Trying to get 1,000 subscribers. But with that being said though, let's continue with the rest of the video. So, one thing I do want to talk about is, of course, we do have this new Megumi coming out, this week in a couple days here, as well as this event here with Itadori. What I did want to mention though, which I didn't know about, but or didn't realize until I logged into, is that this side story event is already in the game apparently. So it looks like all of from, if you guys have watched the last video, all of October here is going to be in game by like Thursday, Friday. Basically, all this content will be here in the game, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, of course, also with the new banner or with the new Megumi event, looks like we're just getting. It looks like the banner will just have Megumi. Looks like there's no recollection bit, which is interesting. Usually they do recollection bit and then one in the event, but looks like in this case it's just gonna be Megumi by himself. There's no recollection. And then on the tier list, if you look at what he's at, this green Megumi is actually SS tier. Is actually pretty good. And then we'll see. I actually don't know if he has any buffs. If he does, it might be why he's an SS, but otherwise he's an SS tier. So let's see what he does. So Megumi, Bond of Friendship. Alright, so for this Megumi here, let's see. So he's mixed, so he's type Jujutsu, at least his stats here. Okay. He doesn't have any characteristics or black cloud, so just keep that in mind as well. But I don't know if it's too important. But starting off here, skill 1, spinning kick at level 1, deals 92 melee taijutsu damage to the selected enemy, deals an additional 118 range jutsu when divine dog is summoned, and then deals an additional 118 range jutsu damage when blind dog is summoned. However, this one will ignore darkness status. Ignore darkness status when divine dogs are attacked. Okay. So basically, if either one attacks, then they both have this ignore darkness dog here. So that's pretty. And then at level 10, we're working on 150 melee taijutsu, and then 180 for both of the dogs that are ranged. So I'm gonna assume that there's gonna be a way you can summon both the white one and the black one. So it's gonna be 180 times 2, on top of the 150. So it's gonna be actually quite a lot of damage, to be honest. That's pretty good actually. And then level 8, we're looking at 157 and then 166. But still pretty good, right? For just less skill levels. So yeah. So the first one's basically just a single target one, but it also does pretty good damage. That's all, but that's all it really does. All right, skill 2, Divine Dog. It costs 25% energy at level 1. Summon to white and black Divine Dog. Okay, so it looks like you summon with skill 2, you can summon both at the same time. Each of them has the character's 14.6 maximum HP. So basically, you have the more HP Megumi has, the more HP these dogs will have as well. And then enemies damage dealt of 35% will go towards Divine Dogs instead of the character. Oh, that's cool. Disappear when Divine Dog's HP reaches 0, which makes sense. And then deals 233 range Jujutsu damage to selected enemy and increases selected enemy's Jujutsu damage received by 20% in returns. What the fuck? That's actually really nuts. Though, of course, that one downside is that it's only for green characters, but it's still very huge. And then change skill effect when white and black Divine Dogs have been summoned. So if you already have them summoned and you do skill 2 again, now you're dealing 386 range Jujutsu damage to the selected enemy 2 hits, and increases the selected enemy's Jujutsu damage received by 20.1%, so like an extra 0.1% there. And then everything else is the same, and then the whole ignore darkness is now included since then with the dog summon. Okay, that's quite good actually. That's pretty good. So now at level 10, we're looking. Okay, so at level 10, the dogs can take more HP, so now it's 20% maximum HP up from Megumi. And then of course now they're also dealing. Let's see, they're increasing the selected enemy's Jujutsu damage received by 30% now. So when you have them summoned, you're now applying a 30% increased Jujutsu damage received to enemies. However, if you don't have the dog summoned, then it will only be 20%. So basically, if you do this like 2 times, like you do one skill 2, then you do skill 2 again, you're getting 50% increased Jujutsu damage received, and this is just 3 turns. You can apply the 50% one more time. So you're looking at something like 60, 70, 80, like 80% increase the Jujutsu damage received to the enemy on that 3rd turn. That is very strong. That's very good. It is 25% energy, so it's quite costly, but that's still very strong. It's very, very good. And then also, of course, the dogs will have more Q as well, so they'll be able to take more hits and make me, really taking damage right away. That's very strong. Okay. And then, I guess I'll show level 8. Level 8 is 18% Megumi's max HP, and then it's 20% damage received for Jujutsu. Just so you guys were interested, if you guys can't remember what the max that's level 8 is looking like. So skill 3 here, Strike, costs 10% energy. Level 1 deals 146 melee per Jutsu damage selected enemy. Increases the ultimate gauge charging him up to 50%. Okay, that sounds pretty nice. To get his ultimate faster. Change skill effect when you have the dog summon. Okay, and then I guess let's say white. So I guess the reason why it has like this one and then the skill 1 have whenever you have the white or the black one is because I'm assuming one of them could probably die first. So that's probably why they have 2 alternative ones. Otherwise, if they're both still alive, then you get both effects. Is what I'm assuming is why they mentioned why there's 2 different effects here for the white and the black one. So if you have both of them, you have both effects. But if you have one of them, you only get one of the effects, and one one's still alive. Anyways, going back to this one. So if the white one is still alive and summoned, deals 192 ranged Jutsu damage to the selected enemy, and then it says cursed energy costs 30. Okay. So basically, if you have the dog summoned, this skill here will no longer cost 10% energy. It will now cost 30. I think this is either saying that this is going to cost 30 now, or this is saying this is going to be a total of 40. Because mind you, this is already 10 here, and this is 30. So I think this might literally just be a 40 cost. Cursed energy skill, which is kind of a lot. To be honest, it's kind of a lot. Okay, and then if you have a black one, you're dealing 227 range Jutsu damage, and then lowers the selected enemy's damage by 20% for 3 turns. So it looks like the black one's just better because it's literally just applying debuffs all the time, and then at least in this case, the damage from the black one is doing more damage according to this, which is interesting. Does make me wonder though, since it says the white one increases your cursed energy cost, does that mean that if the white one's gone and just the black one, you get these buffs without having your cursed energy affected? That would be kind of funny a little bit. Let's see, and then also deals an additional 146 melee Jujutsu damage after Divine Dog has attacked. Okay, so basically you get an additional hit in. Interesting. And it increases the ultimate gauge charging up by 25% for 3 turns. And then when changing skill effect or Black Divine Dog is not set. Oh wait, hold on. Increases your ultimate gauge by 25 when changing skill effect or the Black Divine Dog is not summoned. So basically, that's cool. So kind of like a way to balance it out a little bit. So if the black one is dead, or because that's the only way it would happen, right? If the black one is dead or whatever, then you would get. I'm assuming this one still counts because if the white one attacks, right, then you still get an extra additional damage. But if the black one is around, now instead of only getting 15 ultimate gauge charge, you're now getting an extra 10% for 25. Or of course, if you have both of them summoned or whatever, no matter what, you'll still get this effect basically, is what it's saying. Yeah, because it says that either the black one's not summoned or if you're changing the skill effect, which if you have one of them available, you're activating this bonus here. 25. So it looks like 15 will only be if you don't have any of them summoned. So basically, you just want to use skill 2 most of the time. Make sure your dogs are kept up, and then do skill 3 or do skill any other skills. All right, at level 10 here. Now we're looking at 220 melee damage. For that's like the base amount that Megumi basically deals. And then if you have the dogs, now if you have the white one, that one's now dealing 320 at level 10. And then the black one now deals 380. Okay. And then it looks like and then the additional damage is now increased to 220, so that's pretty big. Okay. And then at level 8, you're now dealing 200 melee Jujutsu damage. The white dog is dealing 290 range Jujutsu. And then the black one is dealing 246 range Jujutsu, which is still very massive. I don't know why the black one does so much more damage, but just something to know. Yeah, that is very strong. So this skill, if you have the dog summon, it's going to do a fuck ton of damage. Also, what I've been noticing so far from Megumi's skills here, most of this is built around the fact of having him be like a single target character, like against bosses. Just something to keep in mind too with that. That this Megumi's going to be really good against bosses, but he doesn't really have any like AoE capabilities unless it's in his ultimate. But most of the skills here are just for focusing like a single enemy here, which I mean they can still work on multiple enemies, right? Like you can still use enemies, but it looks like it's going to be way better for anybody that's like a boss, specifically the green character. Also on the green team, right? Because of the whole effective green type debuff there. Or I guess, yeah, debuff for the enemies, but then buff for your team. Anyways, the ultimate here, Divine Dog's double attack. So at level 1 here, deals 320 or 302 ranged Jujutsu damage to the second enemy. Okay. And then if White Divine Dog is summoned before ultimate skill, so if you do skill 2 before the ultimate, it deals an additional 199 range Jujutsu damage. Also, the dogs simply only do range, which is interesting. And then Megumi himself just does melee from what it looks like. And then if you have Black One summoned before using the ultimate, deals an additional 544 range Jujutsu damage, 2 hits, and then increases the selected enemy's damage received by 29.7% for 3 turns, only for green characters. And he also ignores the darkness status, and then summons Divine Dogs temporarily when using ultimate skill and disappear if any Divine Dogs are not summoned before using ultimate skill. Okay, so let's see. So it's saying summons Divine Dogs temporarily when using ultimate skill, and then disappear if any Divine Dogs are not summoned before using. I get. Oh, okay. So I think it's what it's saying here is if you have used skill 2, don't worry about this because the dogs will be available. But if you don't have the dog, if you haven't used skill 2 to summon the dogs, then when you do the ultimate, the dogs will be summoned for like, I guess like the turn, or only for like the ultimate. So you won't get the buffs, but you'll get maybe like anything else afterwards, like the dogs being on, like maybe like an additional attack or something here. Is what it's saying, because it says the dogs will be summoned, but only temporarily, like they'll only be around for like a little bit. Let's see. So it also says recovers uncurse energy by 5 and increases the ultimate gauge charging amount by 30% for 3 turns when Divine Black Dogs are not. Okay, so there is like another reason why you would maybe want to have not have the dog summoned, and basically just you get 5 curse energy back for 5 turns or for 3 turns, and then you also get an ultimate gauge charge amount by 30% for 3 turns as well. So it kind of helps you boost your ultimate a little bit quicker. So in a scenario, you may want to just like nuke with the ultimate and then not have the dog summoned, and then this will kind of help you get your ultimate a little faster, and then summon the dogs later for the next time around to get even bigger damage. Okay, that's cool. And then level 10, we're looking at 500 range melee from Megumi, and then we're looking at 300 range damage from the white dog, 700 range damage from the black dog, and then we're looking at now a 45 increased damage received. Mind you, this isn't like a Jujutsu only or physical like Taijutsu. This is literally any type, so either one. So that's very good. Well, of course, the one caveat is that's only for one character. But yeah, it's still pretty good. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's more damage. Yeah, this Megumi looks really good so far. Really good at the green DPS. And then this combo here basically increases his own and the combo, and then the allies damage by 10% per turn, so very generic. And then he does have some auto skills here. Okay. He has also pass you. At the start of battle, increases his own damage dealt by 100%. What the? That is huge. What? 100%? Damn, okay. Effective when the selected enemy is in break state. So I guess what it's saying is that you only get this 100% damage dealt increase to Megumi if whenever the enemy is broken. So then you get like, you know, the big damage off. That's crazy. And at the start of the turn, if Divine Dogs are active, decreases own skill cost, energy cost, or decreases own skills cursed energy cost, the -5 cursed energy cost per Divine Dog summon. Interesting. So if you have both of the dogs summoned, you're now getting a -10 cursed energy cost. So that means something like skill 3 here, instead of it being like a 40 cost, it will now be just a 30 cost basically. Or if you do skill 2 again, instead of 25, it'll just now be a 15 cost. That's pretty cool actually. Okay, that's a cool little gimmick there. That's very nice. All right, so here's another one here. Divine Dog's follow-up attack. 55% chance of Divine Dogs launching a follow-up attack when any allies perform command skills or ultimate skills. Interesting. Okay. However, combo ultimates are excluded, so the combos won't work. So this is like where you maybe don't want to do combo ults. In this case, where you use this Megumi. And if allies attacking multiple times, target one random enemy to launch a follow-up attack. So if any character's attack have multiple hits in their ultimate or anything, this is going to be really broken with Megumi. What the hell? And then target, but of course if there's, oh no, hold on, I think I'm reading this wrong. It says if allies attacking, oh my bad, okay, so this is saying if there's multiple enemies, so if like you have an ally that does an AoE, and there's like 3 or 4 enemies or something, right? Then the dogs will just choose someone random. Okay. I read that as like, if a character on your ally has like multiple hits, like they like attack like 5 times, the dogs will have a chance to proc 5 times to follow up attack. But no, this is just saying that there's in AoE, it'll just attack one random enemy. And of course the dogs are able to ignore darkness, which is pretty cool. and then also deals 100 range jutsu damage to the selected target enemy when the white dog is summoned. So okay, so this is just saying like what the dogs will do basically when they actually do when you do proc 35% chance. So the white one, which is attacked by 100% range jutsu, and the black one will deal 100 range jutsu damage as well. However, it also increases the targeted enemy's jutsu damage by 50% for 2 turns, only for green characters though. That's still very nice though. That's still like an extra nice little beef up there. It's funny though, right? I don't know why, but for whatever reason, the black one just seems like 100 times better. More damage. You get damage increase to the enemy. Now, I don't know if it, because I'm pretty sure the way I'm reading skill 2, right? When you, yeah, it literally says summon the white and black one. Because I was thinking that for a second, maybe you have to do skill 2 twice to summon the white one first, and then do it one more time to summon the black one. But no, you just summon both of them at the same time. Yeah, I don't know why the black one just does so much more stuff. It's like way more useful damage and everything else. And then yeah, here's some like recommended recollection bits here, which makes sense, right? Like non-standard for that crazy Jujutsu damage buff, which makes sense, right? Because when you do the ultimate with Megumi here, it's literally just based off Jujutsu, right? Jujutsu from what he's doing, Jujutsu from the dog, and Jujutsu from the other dog. So if you want to just run non-standard, that's another good option. You could also run, I'd imagine, they're only recommending cursed energy ones, which is interesting. However, they are recommending this other one, which I did pull this other recollection bit, which is this one. This one also pretty good. You get a 85% damage dealt increase when you do the ultimate for yourself, but only for green characters. However, for this Megumi, it's really good. Plus, it also has an increased cursed energy consumption and efficiency, which is also going to help out this Megumi a lot because he has a lot of skills you want to use that cost a lot of cursed energy. So that's another really top tier recollection for him. And also 85 damage that was just really huge. So yeah, he has a couple good options here for big damage. Yeah, I can see why this Megumi is an SS tier. And this is, mind you, this is without any buffs, right? He's already looking huge as a great green DPS character. So yeah, if you guys are looking for another green DPS character, honestly, I wouldn't blame you if you guys wanted to do a couple summons for this Megumi. But of course, keep in mind that we are very close to the main expansion Gojo and Sukuna technically. So I just want, just be careful, right? Just don't, if you guys are interested in something, I guess I should say this though. We will at least, at the very least, get one free 10 roll on this Megumi banner. So you will have a chance to get this guy for free. Otherwise, if you want to do any more summons, just keep in mind that you're going to be taking a little bit of a risk if you do use some cubes on this that could be used for the main expansion Gojo, Sukuna, or even the yellow zone Yuji, which is also very good. So just something to keep in mind with that. But yeah, I can definitely see why you would consider something for this Megumi because he is very strong. He's very, very strong. Like genuinely, I can see why he's an SS tier. Like really making a green team like become way, way, way stronger. Yeah, it's very good. Okay. And then we do have one recollection bit from the actual event itself, which it's this Itadori one. I'd assume it's going to be like a version that this Megumi can use, but it might be a little bit weaker. So let's see. It is a A rank defensive recollection bit. So it might not be that good for Megumi, but we'll see what it does. Also, it looks like the next recollection bit we're going to get next week is also an A rank defensive. So a little tease for that coming in next week. So yeah, so this is what it is. So battle before Kyushu. So I'm assuming this is relating to the side story event that's going on currently. Let's see, so skill 1 recovers all allies HP by 10%, reduces own damage received by 10% for 1 turn when you do any skill or ultimate. So not that crazy, you get like a minor HP buff, but it is for all allies though. You recover everybody's HP by 10%, so I guess that's okay. And then you reduce your own damage by 10%, so that's kind of whatever, right? And then when you have 1 dupe into it, reduce own damage received by 5% at the start of battle, which is very minor, but I guess it's okay as like a nice 5% damage reduction the whole time. And then of course you have max defender getting 15 HP recovery to all allies, and then you're reducing your own damage received by 15% for 1 turn. And then now the cooldown goes from 7 to 6. Well, that's very decent. So every 6 turns you can heal everybody by 15%. Not a lot, but I mean it's okay. It's very decent to help you kind of stay alive and help the team as well with the AoE heal, which at the very least is quite nice. Yeah, probably something you wouldn't want to run on this Megumi. Honestly, yeah, I think another good one though that I would say you could probably run on this Megumi would be Adult Time. Now it is 50-50, and I mean, to be honest, this Megumi does literally use some stuff where it's like some is taijutsu, but most of his stuff, like 90% of his kit is Jujutsu based, and then only like 10% is like taijutsu, right? Like he's doing taijutsu skill 1 here, and then skill 2 is only Jujutsu here. Skill 3 he's doing taijutsu, but then the dogs are doing a lot more Jujutsu, right? So it's basically, it's literally just like two things that just have taijutsu, and then everything else is just like way bigger with Jujutsu. So you could still run adult time, like it wouldn't be a bad option if you guys did have adult time, because you still get some pretty nice buffs out of it, and it's definitely something you could use. Also, this does lean more towards Jujutsu, so this would like be a pretty good option, I'd imagine. But I also think that you could easily just run a pure Jujutsu one and just like not care about the taijutsu, because it's literally just like two things that have taijutsu, but like everything else, like him and the dogs, their main thing is just Jujutsu damage, right? So you can literally just run like this Jogo one would be fine, this stun standard would be amazing, these other ones, like, you know, we go down here, like even this like Gojo one, which is like a free recollection. This one, at least I'm pretty sure this one's free. You can run this one, this one's not too bad either, you know. It is 50-50, so you know, another 51, but it is buffing Jutsu by 65%, so there's that, you know. So that's like a free one you guys could be running, or you can run on any of the SR ones, and then there's some other couple options down there. And then I think this one's also free too, if I remember correctly. This one's also a free recollection, but you guys can grab as well. So this one's for the ultimate, which is fine because this is ultimate. You're increasing your own Jujutsu step by 55, technically 60 if you guys max it out because it's a free event, free recollection bit. And then if your HP is 30% or low, you increase your own Jujutsu by an extra 10%. And then you have this other thing here where you literally get a free revive. So this one's like a decent option too to run on this Megumi here, because you also can give him a free revive, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so honestly, this is like another like pretty good recollection if you guys want to run. A tier? Actually, no. Okay, I was gonna say, like, I thought this was like a lower tier, but yeah, no, this is S tier. Yeah, I was gonna say because like the buffs there, so I'm like, damn, that's kind of crazy though. No, this is definitely like a S tier recollection. You literally get a revive. You get Jujutsu buff when you get revived. You get your ultimate skill gauge charge percentage, which is cool. It looks like you get let's see, when you is removed or on HPs. Let's hold on. It says when revival status is removed and on HP is 50% or less, you get this. Okay, yeah, but basically you get like a free revive, which is cool. And then overall you're getting 60% damage, a Jujutsu buff, which is still quite good. And then if you time it right, or I guess if it happens, you know, you make this become a 70% if your HP gets tanked down to like 30% or less, right? So you can have like a 70% potentially. But yeah, it's still very good recollection bit. So there's a lot of pretty good options for free that you could just run on this Megumi if you guys did pull them, which is very nice. I kind of hope they start giving us maybe like a few more free really good ones for taijutsu for some characters like Toji who could like really need it, and even Itadori, right? Because he's like, Itadori is like technically taijutsu, but maybe like the zone one is like both, right? But yeah, I think that basically covers everything that should be coming out in a couple days here. But yeah, honestly, I would recommend not to summon this Megumi, but at the same time, I generally wouldn't blame you guys if you want to summon for him, because he's very, very good. But yeah, I guess the next video will be me checking out the event and then doing my free summons or whatever for this Megumi, see if I get him or not. But with that being said, though, guys, if you guys are summoning, good luck with your guys' summons. But with that being said, I'm heading out. Peace, and take care, everybody.